Hello YouTube, tonight I'm going to bring you guys a discussion on combating the meta, and I'm going to discuss the 6 biggest decks of the format right now and how to effectively combat each one with your side deck. And the deck that I'm going to start with is the newest one, the Mermail deck. This is not a Mermail, but they do run this card, so it's what I have representing them. The mermails are going to get their effects when they send things to the graveyard. So a good way to stop this is playing Soul Drain against them, because it stops effects that activate in the graveyard. This will do a lot of damage to them, as well as another card that will stop them from activating their effects, period. Effect Veiler. When they summon their Deep Sea Diva, you Veiler it, and it's going to be pretty bad for them. Other than that, the only other cards that you could really side against them is Fossil Dyna, because they do special summon a lot from the graveyard with little or no cost to themselves. They're basically getting free monsters by sending stuff to the graveyard, so you're going to need to stop the special summon, or get rid of those special summon monsters, so Fossil Dyna does that. And that's all I have for the Atlantean Mermail deck. The next deck I'm going to talk to you about is Dino Rabbit. And the easiest way to get rid of Dino Rabbit plays is Effect Veiler the Rabbit. Simple, easy. You stop that rabbit and make it stay there. It's a 300 attack power monster that is in attack position. And then they're basically going to lose. Or you could Fiendish Chain the rabbit, or activate Chain Disappearance on the rabbit, which will banish that monster and banish the other one that they have in their deck, which will basically devastate them. You can also use it against their tour guide, anything else they might have. Skill Drain also hurts them because the Evolzars are not very big as far as their attacks go. They're 23 and 2400, pretty easy to get over. So Skill Drain will hurt the deck a lot. The next deck I'm going to talk about is YUGIOH. The machines. There's a lot of machine hate going, so the easiest way to get rid of those machines, system down. You pay 1,000 life points, it banishes all machine monsters your opponent controls and in their graveyard. It's really, really devastating to them. Another way is, when they set their YUGIOH armor, you play your Nobleman of Crossout. It just destroys the face down monster and removes it from play. Another one you can use is the Cyber Dragon. Normal summon your Cyber Dragon, and then Contact Fuse for Chimera Tech using their monsters. Next is Agents. Agents like to special summon out the woohoo, so when they play their Venus, you can drop Effect Veiler on. Effect Veiler does hurt them. It hurts Hyperion as well, because Hyperion has a destruction effect. It hurts Venus, it hurts Tour Guide, it hurts Card Trooper. It hurts most of the cards that they do play in their deck. And another card you can play against them, Leeching of Light. Select one face-up light monster your opponent controls. All face-up attack position monsters you control gain attack equal to the attack of the selected monster until the end of the turn. So you target their Hyperion, and everything you control that's in attack position gains 2,700 attack. That's pretty good and pretty devastating to them. Those are two of the easiest cards against agents. You can also throw in your second Max C or your first Max C, however many you might choose to run, or Soul Taker to get rid of those monsters if your deck happens to have a problem with big monsters. Next is Inzectors. It's not as popular of a deck, regardless of the fact that it won the last YCS. It still only has 2 tops in the format. But the best way to beat Inzectors is you stop Centipede and Dragonfly, because if you can't stop Centipede and Dragonfly, they're going to go off and blow up everything you have. So you can Effect Veiler the Centipede, or you can play Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, because all their cards are dark. and so that's going to shut them down, and they're going to be stuck with 1,600 attack power monsters, 1,000 attack power monsters, and then they can't really do a whole lot from there, and they'll have to use up resources and shut you down. The last meta deck that I'm going to talk to you guys about, wind-ups. There is a ton of wind-up hate. Some of the easiest things to do, max C. When they go off, you're going to draw a ton of cards, but sometimes it's better to effect Veiler and stop them altogether, because a lot of times wind-ups will push through a max C and just OTK you anyway. So you can do that. You can also Fiendish Chain. They're Magician, so it's not going to get its effect when Shark is summoned, and then you just have to overlay and basically stop. Chain Disappearance on their Rat or Magician, because they both have less than 1,000 attack, so that's going to hurt them really, really bad. Another card that you can play against windups, Needle Sealing. When there are 4 or more monsters on the field, destroy all face-up monsters. Bam, they can fill up their entire field in one turn, so just activate that when they're done, and they cry. Another card you can play against windups, if your deck can run it, is Goes and Mash, because all the windups are different attributes, so play Goes and Match, and they can't keep monsters of more than one attribute on the field. And so you just basically do that, and then they have to get rid of a lot of their monsters. That's all I have to talk to you guys about the meta decks. There are a couple other side cards that I didn't mention that aren't used against those decks, but you will sometimes need them. Kinetic Soldier, it's good against Heroes and 6 Samurais. And Gemini Imps, it's good against Dark Worlds. And those decks are relevant, but they just aren't as played as the decks that I mentioned, so I didn't go into more depth on them. But thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. You guys all have a good night.